My name is Asher Jewell. I'm a junior in nuclear engineering. I started looking into majors exploration resources. I went to this tabling night where every major had representatives tabling, and the nuclear engineering people, they called me over, and I almost pretended that I didn't see them. I almost walked away, but I said, well, no, let's jump on the opportunity here. And after that conversation, I realized that more than any other major I had encountered that night, nuclear felt as though no matter where you go in this surprisingly broad major, you always have some kind of certainty that you're doing something very, very useful for society, humanity as a whole, whether that's nuclear power as a solution for climate change or medical physics for the health industry, things like that. And I've certainly continued to feel that as I go through the major. That's what got me into it. But what keeps me in the major and what really solidified it's the right major for me is I went to this talk that a professor from University of Michigan gave about their intro to nuclear class, and they're really focusing on community engagement with their students. They felt that that's something that really gets beaten out of engineers occasionally. And that was a very inspiring talk, which proved to me that nuclear engineering, more than most other majors, community engagement is such an important part of it. And that really resonated with my value for the need for strong communities, for strong social awareness. And the fact that nuclear is very powerful in pursuing those values, that's what keeps me in the major. My plan right now after I graduate is I'll spend some time in the nuclear power industry, likely as an engineer, ideally doing some kind of safety analysis. After spending, I don't know, a decade, we'll see what happens there. After that, some point down the road, I'd love to go into education, whether that's a professorship at a college or even teaching high school and doing some nuclear outreach on the side. Education is really what gets me passionate about science and technology, that kind of outreach and all of that. And where nuclear comes into that, it comes back to that community outreach ordeal. Plus, spending a few years in industry that makes me an asset to my students. But overall, it is like the safety analysis and the education where I'm going. There are a lot of things that make nuclear engineering different from other majors, but what really sticks out to me is that it is an especially research-focused industry. See, we have lots of national labs all around the country that are doing nuclear research, and what they do does very heavily influence where the industry goes. And as such, it's a very quickly updating industry. The people who are most successful are the people who are keeping up to date on all the updates in technology. It is a very exciting time to be in nuclear engineering right now because of all these awesome technologies, these new types of nuclear reactors that are being developed. There is so much progress being done right now, and there's a lot of old workforce retiring right now, so they need a large influx of young workers to really make this new technology realizable, not just in the theoretical labs, but in the industry. So I can go on and on about all the ways that nuclear engineering is different from most other majors, but that is the one that sticks out most to me. That's very quickly updating because of all the research that happens, and there's a very strong and emerging need for new workers.